Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in My Spine World. Today I'll be talking about one of the topics that most of us would have experienced it at least once, and it's quite common all over the world: back pain. In this episode, I'll be going through some of the exercises that you can do for stretching as well as strengthening your back. World over, back pain is the single leading cause of disability, and 1 in 3 people state that their back pain impacts their everyday life. And in US alone, 86 billion is spent annually on back pain. That is a billion with a B. And surprisingly, costs are reduced by almost 55% when you introduce a physical therapy of some form prior to more invasive treatment options like surgery. And cost and disability will be much higher, especially during this pandemic, as more and more people become sedentary.
Now let's go through what are the common causes of back pain. There are 2 main types. One is your mechanical back pain, the other one is non-mechanical. The mechanical back pain are the not so serious ones, and they account for almost 80% of the back pain that we all experience. The non-mechanical types are the rest of the 20%, which are the more serious ones. Now let's go through what are the causes of the mechanical back pain. Well, most often it's not always possible to identify the cause of mechanical back pain, but is rarely, as I told before, is rarely anything serious. And most of the back pain, what's known as a non-specific or the mechanical pain, they originate from the joints, the bones, or the soft tissues in and around the spine. What are the characteristics of this mechanical back pain? They tend to get better or worse depending on your position. For example, it may feel better when you're sitting or lying down. It often feels worse when moving, especially when you bend forward or when you try to lift something. It can develop suddenly or gradually. Sometimes mechanical back pain is a result of poor posture. For example, when you sit for a long time by slouching or lifting something awkwardly, but often happens for no apparent reason. It may be caused by a minor injury, such as a sprain or a strain. It can be associated with feeling stressed down or run down. And these back pain usually start to get better within a few weeks. Common causes of mechanical back pain is usually muscle strains, poor posture, arthritis of the joints of the spine, which we call as facetal arthropathies, sometimes disc herniation or slip disc, or a wear and tear of your disc, or even overweight. How can you prevent low back pain? Few of the things that you can do to reduce incidence of back pain are exercising especially the muscles in your lower abdomen and the back, losing weight if you're overweight, lifting items properly by bending at the knees and lifting up with your legs, and maintaining a proper posture. Few other tips include sleeping on firm surface, sitting on supportive chairs that are the correct height and in the correct posture, avoid wearing high-heeled shoes often, and quit smoking if you are a smoker. Nicotine in the smoke that you inhale causes degeneration of the spinal disc and also reduces the blood flow. Low back exercises and flexibility, it can be one of the best treatment options for almost all types of back problems, as will help to restore balance in the spine. Now, I will be going through some of these exercises which actually help you to make your spine more flexible and also to strengthen it, what we call as a core strengthening exercises. Now, what you mean by core muscles or the core exercises is basically exercising your core group of muscles. Now, this core is actually comprised of several groups of muscles which include your transverse abdominis, your multifidus, and the diaphragm, and the pelvic floor muscles. Now, these muscles work together to produce maximum stability in the abdominal as well as the lumbar or the lower back region. And also it helps to coordinate the movement of the arms, legs, and the spine. Again, the types of exercises include stretching exercises helps you to become more flexible. Strengthening exercises helps you to build your core muscles so that your spine can be stronger. Stretching exercises try to do it 5 times a week, and strengthening 3 to 4 times a week. Let's go through some of the stretching exercises to make your spine more flexible. One is your quadriceps stretch. The quadriceps muscle is the muscle that is in the front of your thigh. How you can do this? Using a towel or a band, lie on your stomach, attach the towel or the band to the affected foot and pull your heel towards your butt. Or you can simply hold your ankle and pull it towards your butt. And hold this stretch for 1 minute and repeat it 3 times. Next would be the hip flexor stretch. The hip flexor muscles are the muscles which are in front of your hip joint. For doing this exercise, kneel with the affected knee on the ground. The same side arm of the knee which is kneeling down or touching on the floor goes up and back, causing the pelvis to shift forward and your lower back to extend backwards. Hold this stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. Again, repeat it 3 times. The next would be an adductor stretch. The adductor muscles are the muscles which are there on the inside of your thigh. For stretching these muscles, prop the inside of your ankle up on a table or on a higher surface. Lean onto the side that you are stretching. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds and again repeat it 3 times. Next would be the hamstring stretch. The hamstring muscles are the muscles which are there at the back of your thigh. For doing this exercise, prop the back of your heel onto a table or a higher surface. Keep your back as straight as possible and lean forwards at the hips. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Again, repeat it 3 times. Next would be a dynamic hamstring stretch. Like I told you before, the hamstring muscles are the muscles which are there behind your thigh, which is going all the way down to the knee. For doing the dynamic hamstring stretch, lie on your back first, reach hands behind your knee, keep knee at around 90-degree angle, and then kick up until you feel the stretch at the back of the knee. Repeat these exercises 15 to 20 times each on both sides. Next would be to stretch your gluteal muscles or the muscles around your buttock. For doing this, prop the outside of your ankle up on a table or higher surface. Make sure the leg is at 90 degrees. Keep your back steady and lean forward at the hips. Make sure you keep the opposite leg as straight as possible. Now you can feel the stretch at the buttock area of the knee which is bent. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat it 3 times. Next would be a prayer, cat, and a camel pose stretch. For this to start on all fours like shown in the picture. And in the second stage, like you do in a prayer, exhale out and then you slowly sit back onto your heels, lower your head, tuck your chin in and reach your arms out. In the next stage, inhale as you arch your upper back and hollow out your abdomens while your head remains tucked. And for the final stage, which is the camel pose, exhale out, reach your chin towards your ceiling, and in the 5th stage, repeat this. Do it around 15 times. Once your stretching exercises are done, we can go on to strengthening your core muscles. For strengthening your core muscles, you can start off with a simple one. Your core muscles can be felt in the lower part of your abdomen, just inside of your hip joint, like in the picture where I have kept the left hand. For doing this supine abdominal draw in, lie on your back on a table or a mat, knees up with feet flat on the table or the mat. Pull your abs inwards. Push your lower back onto the table or the mat and repeat these exercises 20 times. In the next stage, we take it one step further, which is abdominal drawing with the knee to chest. Lie on your back on the table or the mat and draw one knee to the chest while maintaining your abdominal drawing. Do not grab the knee with your hand and try to repeat it 10 to 20 times on each leg. In the third stage of your abdominal drawing, you do the abdominal drawing with double knee to chest. Lie on your back on a table or a mat. Bring both your knees to your chest at the same time as shown in the picture. Maintain this abdominal drawing throughout the entire exercises and repeat it 10 to 20 times. The next would be a prone bridging on elbows. Lie on your stomach first on a table or a mat with your forearms and elbows on the table as shown in the picture. Rise up so that you're resting on your forearms and your toes. Maintain abdominal drawing. Your back should be completely straight in one line as shown. Hold this position for around 15 seconds or maybe up to a minute if you can. Progress in increments of 15 seconds. Repeat it 5 to 10 times. The next bridging exercise would be a little more harder. In this, you lie on your side with your elbow underneath you. Rise up so that you are resting on one forearm and foot on the same side. Hold this position for 15 seconds and if possible up to a minute. Try to practice it in progressive manner in increments of 15 seconds and repeat it 5 to 10 times. Make sure you complete these exercises on both sides. The next of the core strengthening exercise would be a press-ups. For doing this, lie on your stomach on a table or a mat with your legs completely extended and hands palm down just above the shoulders. Retract your shoulder blades down and in towards the midline of your spine. Maintaining that position, lift your chest off the floor. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, keeping the back of the neck long and making sure front hips bones stay in contact with the mat during the entire movement. And repeat this exercise 10 to 20 times. The next of the core strengthening would be a prone cobra. For this, lie on your stomach on a table or the mat, but the arms at the side with the elbows completely extended. Lift your head and your chest off the table or the mat. Hold your glutes or your buttock muscles tight and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold briefly and return to the starting position. Repeat it 10 to 20 times. The next would be a Superman pose. For doing this core strengthening exercise, lie on your stomach on a mat or a table with your arms and legs extended. Retract your shoulder blades down and in towards the midline of your spine and draw in your abdominal muscles. Maintaining this position, lift the opposite arm and the opposite leg, like shown in the picture. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then reverse the sides. Repeat 10 to 20 times. For doing the quadruped opposite arm and leg, start on all fours. Keep head straight with knees bent to 90 degrees. Engage your core abdominal muscles to keep your back straight during the entire exercise and use your hamstrings, your glutes or your buttock muscles and your low back muscles to lift your leg straight while simultaneously at the same time lifting the opposite arm. Repeat 10 times each side. The next would be a supine butt lift with your arms by the side. For doing this core exercise, lie on your back or a table or a mat with your hips and knees bent to 90 degrees, with your feet flat on the floor and the arms palm down at the sides. Draw in your abdominal muscles, maintain throughout the exercise. Slowly raise your butt off the table or the mat by using your glutes or your buttock muscles and your hamstrings until your torso is in line with the thighs. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Repeat 10 to 20 times. The final core exercise would be the supine butt lift with arms across the chest. For doing this, Lie on your back on the table or a mat with the hips and knees bent to 90 degrees with the feet flat on the floor and arms this time would be across the chest. Draw in your abdominal muscles like you do for other core exercises and maintain it throughout your exercise. Slowly raise your butt off the table or the mat by using your glutes and your hamstrings until your torso is in line with the thighs. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds and repeat 10 to 20 times. So we have gone through 7 of the stretching exercises and 11 of core building exercises. For starting off your exercises, my advice would be to start off with the stretching exercises first. Once your muscles become more flexible, start with your core exercises. Even when you start off with your core exercises, again, the advice would be to do in less frequent intervals with a shorter time period. For example, you can start with 15 seconds each and you can do it probably say 5 times. And once you get better and better with your core exercises, increase your time frequency. For example, you can do it for a minute and you can do it maybe 10 to 20 times. For any of the exercises, the bottom line is, if you feel uncomfortable or if you feel pain with any of the exercises, abandon it and defer it for a better time. Thank you for watching. Hope you will find this video useful. If you like it, please do share it with anyone whom you know is having a bad back or a back pain. For more detail, please visit my website and follow me on LinkedIn and Facebook. The links will be given in the description below. Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay healthy.